Amanda was standing on the city's highest bridge at 2 a.m. She didn't know that in 72 hours she would make the most courageous decision of her life and discover that some bridges are meant to be crossed, not jumped from. This is the true story of a woman who almost gave up on everything, but found the courage to make the most important leap of her life. And if you're standing on the edge of the abyss thinking there's no way out, this story will change everything. I need to warn you, this story is heavy, but the ending will surprise you. Amanda, 28 years old, a nurse, was living a waking nightmare. 6 months ago, she discovered that her fiancé was embezzling money from the hospital where they worked together. When she found out and threatened to report him, he turned the tables. He accused her of theft, planted false evidence, and managed to get her fired and criminally prosecuted. In 1 week, Amanda lost her job, her fiancé, her reputation, and faced the possibility of prison. Worse, no hospital in the city wanted to hire her. The news had spread. Nurse suspected of theft was in all the medical WhatsApp groups in the area. Amanda was financially broke, emotionally destroyed, and socially isolated. That dawn on the bridge, she wasn't admiring the view. She was considering ending it all. I can't take it anymore, she thought. My life is over. My career is over. No one will believe me. It's better to just end this. She had already written the farewell letters. One to her parents, another to her sister. Everything was ready. She just lacked the courage to take the final step. That's when the phone rang. It was her sister who lived in another state. Amanda, I know it's late, but I couldn't sleep. I felt like I needed a call. Are you okay? Amanda started crying. Laura, I can't take it anymore. I've lost everything. I have no more strength. Where are you right now? On the downtown bridge. Silence on the other end. Laura understood immediately. Amanda, listen. Don't hang up this phone. Stay on the line with me. Remember when we were kids and were afraid to jump into the deep pool? Grandma always said, when you're afraid to jump, don't look down. Look at who's waiting for you on the other side. Laura, it's not the same thing. Yes, it is. You're looking down at the problem. But I'm here on the other side waiting for you. And God is too. Remember what Grandma always said? Be strong and courageous, because God is with you wherever you go. At that moment, something changed in Amanda's heart. She realized she was confusing ending with beginning, that this bridge wasn't for jumping, but for crossing, that on the other side, a new life was waiting. Laura, said Amanda, I need to get out of this city. I need to start over from scratch. Then come here. There are hospitals here that need nurses. Nobody knows you. You can rebuild your life. 3 days later, Amanda was at the bus station with 2 suitcases and a heart full of fear, but also hope. She didn't know what she would find, but she knew it was better than standing still on the bridge. The 8-hour trip to another city was the longest of her life. Each kilometer was a step into the unknown. When she arrived at her sister's house, Amanda broke down. Laura, I'm terrified. What if I can't get a job? What if they discover my past? What if I can't start over? Laura hugged her sister and said, Amanda, courage isn't about not being afraid. Courage is being afraid and moving forward anyway. You've already taken the hardest step. You left the bridge. In the first week, Amanda was rejected by 3 hospitals. In the second week, for more rejections, she began to doubt if she had made the right decision. But in the third week, something unexpected happened. A public hospital was desperately needing nurses for the ICU. The person responsible for hiring was a woman named Dr. Silva, who had a different approach. Amanda, I don't care about your past. I care about your competence. I'll give you a week trial. If you're good at what you do, you stay. That week was the most intense of Amanda's life. 12-hour shifts, difficult cases, constant pressure. But each day, she felt like she was being reborn. She was doing what she loved, saving lives, being useful. At the end of the week, Dr. Silva called her, Amanda, in 20 years of medicine, I've rarely seen someone so dedicated. I don't know what problems you had before, but here you're excellent. Do you want to stay? Amanda couldn't hold back the tears. Doctor, you can't imagine what this means to me. 6 months later, Amanda was one of the most respected nurses in the hospital. But the most incredible thing was yet to come. One day, an urgent transfer arrived. A critical patient who had suffered a heart attack. When Amanda saw who it was, her blood ran cold. It was Marcus, her ex-fiancé. He was unconscious, but if he recovered, he would recognize her. Amanda had 10 seconds to decide. Would she run or do her job? She took a deep breath and thought, God brought me here. He will be with me until the end. Amanda cared for Marcus with total professionalism. She saved his life. When he woke up and saw her, he was shocked. Amanda, what are you doing here? Saving your life, she replied calmly. Why? After everything that happened, Amanda looked at him and said, because I learned that what you did to me doesn't define who I am. And I learned that God brought me here for something greater than revenge. Marcus started crying. Amanda, I ruined your life because of my cowardice. I need to confess the truth. 2 weeks later, Marcus signed a complete confession admitting that he had forged the evidence against Amanda. She was cleared of all charges, but Amanda discovered something more important than legal innocence. She discovered she was stronger than she imagined. Today, Amanda is a nursing supervisor and gives talks about new beginnings. She always says, on that bridge, I thought my life was over. But actually, my real life was just beginning. Sometimes we need to cross bridges that seem impossible to discover who we really are. Amanda's story reminds me of something God said to Joshua 3,500 years ago. Joshua was about to lead an entire people to an unknown land. He was afraid, felt too small for the task. And God said, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1 verse 9. God understood that Joshua needed courage not to avoid fear, but to move forward despite fear. And the same promise given to Joshua is given to you today. Today, as you listen to me, maybe you're on your own bridge. Maybe you've lost everything, are facing unfair accusations, or are simply afraid of the future. Maybe you're considering giving up on everything. But I want you to understand something that Amanda discovered that dawn. Some bridges are meant to be crossed, not jumped from. On the other side of your bridge, a new life is waiting. It won't be easy, but it will be yours. Be strong and courageous. Not because you're not afraid, but because God is with you wherever you go. Take the leap toward a new beginning, not toward the end. And if this story brought hope to your bridge, subscribe to the channel and share it with someone who needs courage to cross, not jump. Sometimes a person just needs to remember that there's always someone waiting on the other side. Until the next video, remember, be strong and courageous. God is with you wherever you go, even on the scariest bridges. Leave in the comments, what bridge do you need courage to cross? Let's remind each other that it's always worth taking the leap toward a new beginning.